Hello everyone, and welcome to RNG University. On tonight's episode of Friday Night Explorer, we're going to explore Boros Convoke. So, I'm not a fan of aggro decks, but whenever there's one that just come up in the metagame, I really would like to try it out to see, what are its strengths and weaknesses, whether or not I can actually pilot it, and just have a good time or have a very salty time, depending on the draws. So, Boros Convoke deck looks to be very fun and very fast, and I've got beaten by it several times, so I wanted to try it out myself. The deck basically just litters out a bunch of creatures and then tries to overrun our opponent with, some sort of a board pump. And we have that in terms of the Venerated Loxodon, which I had to go and craft because I really only had one, so I had to, waste my wild cards for this deck, really, but I think it's fine. So let's look at the deck itself. We have 4 Ornithopter, early game 0 drop, just to get creatures out. 2 Giant Killer, 2 Legion Landing, and 4 Thalia, Thalia, I wish it's Thalia. Thraben Inspector, not Hero Thraben, but the Thraben Inspector, 4 Gleeful Demolition, and 4 Voldaren Epicure. Lots of 1-drops. So, lots of 1-drop here. The Legion Landing is the only card that's not a creature. I'm going to put it on the side. Let's talk about Giant Killer. Is an adventure card that can kill a big creature, or just bring it in as a 1/2 1-drop. We can use it to tap other creatures, or we can use that to convoke. We can also have Thalia. I keep saying Thalia. Thraben Inspector as one that enters the battlefield and investigates to give us a treasure token or trash token in Clue, but it's not really that useful other than for the demolition. Gleeful Demolition. This card is not a creature, but it technically is a creature. We tap 1 to destroy target artifact. We can destroy our opponent's artifact if we want to, but mostly we're destroying our own artifacts, because if we control that, we create 3 1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin, which then we can, of course, convoke. We have Voldaren Epicure, creates a blood token. We can also use that blood token on the Gleeful Demolition to get 3 1/1s. And also, it's just a 1-drop that can help us convoke. Clarion Spirit, help us get our 1/1 spirits that we can then use to convoke. We have 4 Resolute Reinforcements for a bunch of 1/1s, and 4 Regal Leosaur, a dinosaur cat. And we can use that to mutate on a non-human. So, human cannot mutate. Non-human can mutate. Human cannot mutate. Non-human can mutate. Something you gotta remember. And whenever this creature mutates, other creature gets +2/+1 until the end of the turn. So we get to pump all of our creatures up and then overrun our opponent. Very good card. We have 2 Conclave Tribunal, our only removal of the deck, but it's convoke removal, so we might be able to get it for free or very low cost. I only have 3 Knight Errant of Arrows. I'm really thinking about crafting the last one. But if we look at the land base, we can't really cut anything else. So I have 4 Venerated Loxodon, so that whenever we convoke, these both 4 drops, they look like 4 drops, but we can both convoke them. There's also a 4-drop, but I'm putting it on the side. These are creatures. We can convoke this to look at the top 6 cards, and then put 2 creature cards with mana value X or less into our hand, where X is the number of creatures used to convoke Knight. So probably 3 or 4, right? So Venerated Loxodon also convoke whenever it enters the battlefield. Put a +1 counter on each creature that convokes it. Bump our whole board. And then Legion Landing, whenever we attack with 3 creatures, we get to transform it. And whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white vampire with lifelink. And then, when it flips to the backside, we get the Eiganjo, the first 4, which we can tap 3 to create a vampire. Not that useful, but hey, you know what? We can use that to convoke as well. And then, I already talked about the Tribunal, our only removal. Then, the land base, as you saw here, only 20 lands. So it's very, very low to the ground because, we just got 1 and 2 drops here. We got Eiganjo, 3 Plains, 1 Sokuzen, 2 Mountains, 4 Battlefield Forge, 4 Needleverge Pathway, 1 Sacred Foundry, and 4 Sundown Pass. Now, you can see the land base is kind of disjointed because, again, I don't have all the lands. So, if you have 4 Sacred Foundries, I would run 4 and not run these basic lands. And then instead of Sundown Pass, which is a slow land, I would much rather run the fast land, which comes into play untapped if I have 2 or less land, not 2 or more land. But I don't have that. I'm not going to go craft that. It's from Kaladesh, and I don't think I would run Boros that often outside of these kind of decks. So, not going to try it. We have 1 card in the sideboard. You could have more cards, but we don't put best of 3s here. So it's only Jegantha because that's our companion. It's not really that useful other than the fact that we have an extra card in our deck. Since all of our cards are 1 mana pip, right? White or red, or just white and red. So we don't have dual mana pips, which means that we can run a companion. 3 card included in the deck. So that's the whole deck list. I think it can work. This is basically a copy of a bunch of other deck lists out there for Boros Convoke, except I don't have all the lands. So I want to see if this can work well. Let's go and see whether or not this can work well. Am I missing a card? Why? Oh, I mean standard, that's why. Boros Convoke. Let's try to Boros our opponent now. Explorer is kind of a weird meta because we have a lot of fast combo decks. Not aggro, fast combo decks. And we have to be faster than them to win. And if we're not, we don't. We're playing against Kentari. The opponent goes first. Alright, we're already lost. So, we got a Sundown Pass, but that's fine because we have 2 lands, so we can play down turn 3. So, I'm guessing we are playing Legion Landing first, and then Voldaren Epicure. Maybe we're playing with Voldaren Epicure first, and then Legion Landing. Depending on what our opponent plays. Because they're going first. The reason why I wanted to play Epicure first is because if we happen to draw the Gleeful Demolition, we need to have a red to use Gleeful Demolition. We also need to use a red to play Voldaren Epicure if we play on turn 2. Right? So, yeah, this also helps me answer that question. Because this is red or white, but I want to play on the white side so that I have a red and a white mana. So even though I don't want to play Ahsoka's in turn 1, I think that's warranted here. A little bit laggy though, I'm not sure what's going on. Alright, blue. It's a spirit deck, probably? Oh, we gotta play. Okay, so probably should attack first. Alright, let's Epicure it up again. I don't know why, but I thought the Knight Errants cost 4. Apparently it costs 5. I can't read or count. Rattle Chain. Wow, yes, hexproof. How scary. Guess we're gonna see who's gonna aggro who down. Maybe he'll aggro me down. I mean, it looks like a bunch of counter spells in his hand, right? So, if I play the Knight, if I play Loxodon, it'll probably just get countered. So, which one is better to get countered? Probably the Loxodon, because card advantage... Nah. Card advantage is better. So, I can't tap the... Would it let me choose which to tap? It does. I want to keep a land open in case I wanted to pitch with the blood token. And if he counters this, then maybe that takes up his whole... My turn? Time Walk. Good card. Opponent goes first. Opponent ropes. Typical arena experience. Let's see what happens. I mean, you would counter this 100% if you had a counter spell. Why would you wait? I don't know what's going on, but it looks like it's not just mono blue. Maybe it's Azorius Spirit? No, if it's got white, it's probably Bant Spirit. I'm betting it's Bant Spirit. He's letting it rope all the way down to 0. And then he's got another rope. Alright, well, this has been a fun game, Kentari. Jegantha is a weird companion. Honestly, you can include in a lot of decks. I've seen a lot of decks include Jegantha. It's just a free card, you know, why not? And we can also use Jegantha if we don't need it to, with the blood token to get an extra card. So it's an extra draw, not just an extra card in some places. And a rope. And rope all the way down. Is it the server's fault? I don't know. Well, we can get Epicure, and we'll get the Regal too, right? I think it's these are the best 2. Epicure because I can play it again this turn. Alright, I didn't attack to flip the Legion Landing. I don't know if that was right or wrong. Opponent's roping anyways. So the other play I could have played is Venerated Loxodon or attack to get the Legion landing, right? So those are the 3 different plays that I could have made. I don't think flipping the Legion landing would be that good versus getting a Knight Errant out. I think getting a Knight Errant out is probably best because now they have a big 4/4 to deal with, and also I get to draw 2 cards, right? Turn 3, play a 4/4 and draw 2 cards is not that bad of a turn 3, even if our opponent went first. Opponent is roping the whole game, and I think they're just gonna explode because they're not here. They're not looking at our cards or anything. You don't see our cards being highlighted because if we look at our opponent's hand, right, the cards will get highlighted. So what's going on is they just rope till they die. All right, it's been a fun first game. I think we won anyways, even if they don't rope, but they are just gonna rope and give us the win. I guess I'll get a white. I have a lot of white spells. So, I want to attack with 3 creatures, right? So, I want to attack with 1, 2, 3 Voldaren. No. I want to attack with Knight and 1 of the Voldaren, 2 of the Voldarians. Okay, well, they can just roll 2. That works. I mean, I don't even get to attack if they're just going to rope this whole turn. And then by the end of their roping on this turn, I think they'll just explode because they're out of timers. Right? If you burn down a timer for when you're at 0 timer twice, I believe your face explodes. I'm not really quite sure how Arena, the algorithm works anymore. It used to be 2, but I've seen people rope twice before and they didn't explode, so not quite sure. There it is. See? Alright, so I don't know if that was a rage quit or a DC or just server being laggy, but hey, you know what? A win is a win. Not proud of it, but happy to win. Alright, well, as you can see, the way I was trying to play Boros Convoke probably wasn't best because I'm not very familiar with Boros Convoke, but I wanted to try out this deck, and I want to see what people's thought process would be playing it out, and I think I did it okay. Alright, so this time, opponent still goes first, which, I mean, yeah, of course. We're going to play Epicure. We're going to play Ornithopter. And the good thing about that is we can actually Gleeful Demolition our... yeah, see, we can Gleeful Demolition the Blood Token. We get 3/1/1s. And then we will play a Plains. We'll play our Thraben Inspector. And they'll quit. Alright, so I didn't even get to play my Knight Errant. But I was going to play a Knight Errant, convoke these 5, and attack with the Voldaren Epicure. Opponent went first, come on! Like, can you imagine if we went first? We would have gotten all that out before they got a plane. Or, what did they play? Forest. Before they got a Forest. So yeah, their deck is very fast too. It's the Mono Green Devotion, which is very fast. I played it, and basically we have to be faster than them to stand a chance. Gamorph. Whenever they get bigger, we're just gonna die. Alright, we get to go first. That is surprising. But we only have 2 lands. That's not surprising, because we have 20 lands in the deck. They Jegantha, so maybe it's Mirror, maybe it's Blue Eye Control. It's hard to tell. They do have these cool sleeves. I thought this is some, like, purchase incentive or something, but it's just the Mastery Pass. Come on, we get to go first. Elegant Morph, let us go. Alright, we'll Epicure you. Take 1. Haha. Alright, mirror match. I don't like mirror matches, but like I said on one of the previous videos, Matchmaker likes to put people up in mirror matches, and it's really annoying. It's like maximum annoyingness, but it is what it is, you know? Battlefield Forge. Interesting. So, I'm going to... I can play both of these this turn. And then... Convoke out the Venerated Rock Priest. I wonder if this works. I'm not actually sure if this works. Can I tap everything even though I don't need it to convoke this? I can't. Our opponent's very antsy to get a go at us. Alright, nice Resolute Reinforcement you got. It'd be a shame if we killed you next turn. They want to do the same thing. They can do the same thing. Except we get to attack them. We want to Venerate again? I don't know. I don't think I want to Venerate again. I think I just want to attack. Alright, let's mutate on this Epicure. Other creature, right? Let's mutate on this, actually. Because what are they going to do? Wait, how do I... This way, right? Under. Yeah. I want to keep the 4-4. I don't want to, too. Alright. Now we have a lot of damage. Lethal damage. GG. I didn't even count the damage, but there was more than 5 creatures, and each of them are 4-4, so it will kill them. It will kill our opponent. Mrs. Yorgo, or Mr. Yorgo, I forgot it was a lady or a dude, on the avatar. I don't know who's on the other side, but you know what? He's dead now. So, Boros Convoke. Seems to be good. Seems to be pretty good. But to be fair, we beat against a Roper. We beat against a Mono Green Elf that quit turn 2, or Mono Green Devotion, and then we beat her against Mirror. So, yeah, that's not really all of the best that Explorer can offer. Let's see if Oscar is better. Well, let's see. We got Epicure. Yeah, Epicure is pretty good turn 1. We can also play the Thraben Inspector. It's kind of the same, but this is a little bit bigger. It's a 1-2 instead of a 1-1. But this one does 1 damage. Actually, I think it's better to play a red, because the turn afterwards, I want to play a white and a red. I don't think it matters. Battlefield Forge is going to deal damage to me. Alright, Blackcliff Cleave. Is this an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Alright, so... like this. And like this. We can get extra land from the Legion landing this way. Ramp ourselves a little bit. We already have 5 power on board, and this is turn 2, so... it's pretty scary here. We have 20 lands and we're flooding? That's no bueno for us. Alright, let's Thraben Inspector out. Maybe we'll be able to draw a card from the clue. I don't think playing Resolute Reinforcement is that necessary. I don't know. If they Brotherhoods end here, we'll just quit. Fable. Oh. A 2-2, you say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty low here, but I think it's better to draw a card. We need our good Convoke dudes. That's a good Convoke dude. Alright, so... maybe we will... we can't mutate on this. We can mutate on the Vampire. Let's mutate on this Vampire. We'll put it on top. Right? If we put it on top, it's a 2-2. I still think this is lethal, right? This is probably lethal. He blocks a 2/2, but this is a lot of damage. He has to block a 3, and even if he does, I think it's still lethal. That's a GG. Haha! Oh, Boros. You nuts. That was really quick. That was very strong. I didn't know Boros Convoke was going to be this strong. Against Rakdos? With their Fable and all that? Wow. Well, to be fair, our opponent had no removal, and they only turn 3, what's it called, Fable? Only turn 3 Fable. This isn't standard. Turn 3 Fable is just not good enough by itself. It's a very good card, but you need to back it up with some sort of, you know, push, Fatal Push or something. Now, we only have 1 land here, but is 1 land enough? We can get 3 creatures, 4 creatures with 1 land. Ooh. But we need to draw a 2nd land to do anything. And we get to go first. Alright, let's do it. This is going to be bad. So... Turn 3 Lightning Bolt. If we don't draw a land, we're just going to lose anyways. We do draw a land. Wow. Okay, I don't actually want to attack here. What I want to do is this. Look at that. 2 creatures exactly. They're turn 2. Look at this board. They're turn 2. This deck is crazy. Alright, our opponent's doing the ropey rope. Joseph Pomelo. I don't know why, but that name just gives me Giovanni Giorgio vibes. Alright, so next turn, what are we doing next turn? Probably playing the Venerated Loxodon. Mono white, huh? Oh, an angel. Wait. Whenever I cast my 2nd spell. How many creatures can I need? 1, 2, 3. Just attacking with this? No, no way. Right? Well, let's see. I want to pump all of these 5. I think I want to pump all those 5, but do I want to get an extra damage in without the Venerated? So, I want to pump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll just attack with the Night Errant. He takes it. And then we'll play the Loxodon. So, if that's the case, we'll pump the Ornithopter too. Good luck with your turn 3. Look at this board. Holy hell. Alright, this is a power 4 greater. I don't have any creatures power 4 greater. I don't even have 3 lands, so none of that matters. If I'm off by 1 damage though, that would be a shame, because I could attack with 2 1/1s. He blocks 1, and I'll kill the other one. That's pretty much it. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield, he gains 4 life, and whenever an angel dies, he gets a 1/1 spirit. So, yeah, I don't know. He needs to play like a 4/4 angel. And we draw a land, we can kill it. If we don't draw a land, these 2 are coming in next turn, and we're aggroing them. So, that's what's happening next turn. Tap land! Oh! Didn't want to pay the life, huh? I don't know if that's right. 2nd bishop, okay. You got 2 bishops. That's 8 life a turn. We do draw a land, but it's not a very good and useful land here. Turn things sideways. What is he going to block? The 1/1? He can only block 1 of the 1/1s if he wants to block. Whew, boy. He does block a 1-1. He really think he can block a 1-1? This is 8 damage. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nope. Not right. Nope, he's got to block one of the 8, or one of the 4s. Otherwise, that's 8, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Alright, math is not... Hey, math is for blockers. G. Oh boy. This Convoke is overwhelmingly strong. Did we even lose a game? I don't think we did. We played off 1 land and we won. So, yeah, this is scary. Alright, well, end on a high note here because this deck is insane. Why don't you guys all just go and take this deck and run it yourself? Because that's... We won like 5 games in a row. I don't think... okay, the thing about Arena is if you win this many games in a row, you're going to get punished. Arena Shuffler is going to now give us somehow 5 lands on opening hand or something. Or no land opening hand. I think Shuffler always gets you 1 land, but... You know, you're going to have basically 5 lands, because they can do that. And then we're going to draw, like, Conclave and Eiganjo and Venerated Loxodon opening hand. And we're not going to draw any of these opening hand, and we're just going to lose every other game, because that's how Arena Shuffler is going to mix up the game matchups to make sure that no one deck is overwhelming. But we saw how strong this deck is. It's insanely fast. It's so strong. And the way you need to play this deck is... I really think it is just get as low to the ground and as wide as possible. Get your Ornithopters out, get your Thraben Inspector and get your Voldaren Epicure out, and make sure that you have Gleeful Demolition to get you that 3/1/1s. This is so strong. Like a combo with Voldaren Epicure or the Thraben Inspector. This is just a 1 mana 3/3 that you don't even have to kill the Thraben or the Epicure. You just kill a blood or a trash token, a clue token, right? It's nothing. Those weren't supposed to be in the game anyways. They don't matter to you. And when you Gleeful Demolition them, now you get 3/1/1s, and that's turn 2, Convoke into a 5-drop. Turn 2 5-drop. That's, I don't know. This seems like a bad sort of a design philosophy. This feels like a Storm is a mistake kind of design in this deck. It's just so crazy because even if we don't play this, right? Even if we play like an Ornithopter into a Thraben Inspector, or a Voldaren Epicure, or even a Legion Landing, or even a Giant Killer for that matter, turn 1. Turn 2, we can Resolute Reinforcement. And then turn 3, we'll have enough to get Nyren or Venerated Loxodon out. And that's the turn 3 5-drop. Turn 3 5-drops are pretty good. Remember when, Tomagorth was in the modern metagame and tearing it up because it's a turn 2, like a 3-4 or 4-5. This is a turn 2, 4-4 that pumps your board or gets you 2 cards. Amazing, insanely good. And we never really got stuck with a land base, which is very, very tricky with limited lands that I have. But if you really want to go all out, 4 Sacred Foundries all the way, and instead of Sundown Pass, use the fast land from Kaladesh. I forgot what it's called. Let's look it up. It is... So the way to look up these kind of land is if you click on red, white, and then the dual color and land, it'll give you the red, white, dual color land, and you click craft, and you can see it. It's called the Inspiring Vantage. That is better than Sundown Pass for this deck because we want to be fast. We barely ever had 3 lands out. And one other thing that I would recommend is probably cutting one of these cards for another Knight Errant. I'm not really quite sure which one because they've all been so good. Maybe a Clarion Spirit. Clarion Spirit is very good, but a Knight Errant is better. So that's about the only thing I think of that you can cut. Everything else is so necessary. I don't even think you can cut a Giant Killer because that's a turn 1 1-drop that can help us with Convoking. So yeah, that's the whole deck list. I love it. I think it's so good. I think it's amazingly strong. I don't like aggro, but I gotta like a deck that wins every game, right? So that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me on this Friday Night Explorer, and I'll see you guys next time.